What's going on, guys? It's Shen. We just got some confirmation from Activision themselves, and it's a bit of an update and a shakeup of what we know Black Ops 7 to be. I was planning on uploading a different video today, but then all this stuff dropped at like 4 in the afternoon or whatever, so all of the information that we've had about Black Ops 7 mostly came from like the idea that we knew that Treyarch was somehow making another Black Ops game to follow up. Kind of like MW2 to MW3 recently. We have two games in the same verse back to back. We were thinking of a bunch of different names and everything, and with the more futuristic setting, some people were thinking we could potentially get like jetpacks and other stuff like that. Now, I get some information from people that isn't public sometimes, but like, I haven't heard anything about a jetpack or anything close to the jetpack gods we've had. Nothing close to Advanced Warfare, not even Black Ops 3, not Infinite Warfare. We had an idea of what the game was going to be. It was going to be futuristic, but not so futuristic to where it's got jetpacks and stuff like that. And there was supposed to be some different Omni movement. Initially, we were thinking that there was going to be some sort of wall running mechanic. Black Ops 3, you could wall run. So we've already had this in the game before. And there was also some gameplay that went around that at this point, I'm not entirely sure if it was faked or not, or what, or maybe it was like a feature that no one's using, kind of future for an LTM. But anyway, Charlie Intel tweets, Activision says that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 will not have wall running or jetpacks. Game's movement will be a, quote, evolution of Omni movement. The game is set 30 years before Black Ops 3, so there are no jetpacks. To me, the timeline didn't really matter overall because it's Call of Duty and no one really actually cares about the timeline itself, and it doesn't necessarily need to make sense chronologically. They've already retconned a million things, characters that are supposedly dead, we watched them literally die, are back alive, nukes have gone up, and then the map has come back. It doesn't actually make any sense or matter, but whatever. That's what Activision says. We're not going to get wall running or jetpacks. I was thinking that the wall running was all but confirmed as soon as I saw that leaked gameplay of somebody wall running in Warzone. I was thinking it was a feature that they were using some kind of tool to utilize, and maybe it was just something that wasn't used, but now I can't tell did they somehow fake it? I don't even know how they could have faked it. It looked pretty natural to me. Charlie Intel also follows up, was a leak from October 2024 on Black Ops 7. Not all of it is confirmed, but has an evolution of Omni movement, which is now confirmed, has a wall jump, so I guess this is like some kind of like little wall hop where maybe if like a wall is really tall in front of you, you can run and jump onto the wall and kind of do like a parkour, like little second hop up. Almost like Elden Ring Night Rain, where they added that extra little hop on the walls that you can get. Also, it could be kind of like a redirection thing where like you could be running towards a wall or like running at the wall at an angle, and then kind of to throw people off, you could jump at the wall and then kind of jump off in a different direction. Or they could go even crazier and do like a Sekiro or Ninja Gaiden type, where you got two walls really close next to each other and you can jump towards the wall, jump back off of it, hit the other wall, jump off of that one, back and forth to climb up. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If they add this wall jumping mechanic, I'm kind of hoping that it's more of a useless gimmick than it is an actually like game-defining, map-defining kind of feature. Because if they are going to make all of the maps with this wall hop in mind, which again, is not confirmed, they didn't say that, but a part of that leak that does have a confirmed thing in it now with the omnidirectional stuff, although that's a pretty easy thing to predict in my opinion. An evolution of Omni movement is not necessarily a really spot-on thing. I think a lot of people could have like thrown that out there. There would be some kind of new movement thing. If we are following that and that wall jump is there, and it's something where you can like jump back and forth off of the walls and other stuff like that, I mean, the maps are going to end up having a ton of verticality now. Walls will be taller. Walls will probably be closer to each other. Tighter hallways, more verticality in smaller, tighter places. Me, personally, I'm not a fan of like a lot of vertical maps. It gets kind of annoying and it's just a bunch of people fighting for like the highest point on the map a lot of the time. And it becomes pretty boring and annoying very quickly. To be fair, that's all Call of Duty ever really does pretty quickly anyway. So another thing is body shield update. No idea what that means. Uplink returns, which is a pretty cool game mode. I remember watching it on the competitive scene on Black Ops 3. There were some really cool moments. Some people like slam dunking, doing crazy movements, surviving, wall run, jump over, toss the ball for a fucking three-pointer. Uplink is a cool move. Face-off and gunfight returns. That makes a lot of sense. Face-off was very, very popular, especially at the start of Black Ops 6. Just more kills more quickly, more progress on camos and stuff like that. Now, with that said, they have adjusted it. You do get less XP overall for playing the mode. But at that time, if you're going for camos, it's less about the XP and more about the camos themselves. And then networked perks feature. So maybe some perks like have more bonuses if they're linked together color kind of thing. Kind of similar to where if you picked like 3 of the same color perks on Black Ops 6, you would get some kind of bonus, but maybe it's like 2 different ones where a perk will have like 2 or maybe even 3 bonuses to each of them, but you only unlock the next passive of that perk if you have another perk that coincides with it somehow, either by color or just a certain combination. A red and green unlocks this passive, a blue and green unlocks this passive. I'm just theory crafting, none of that is confirmed or anything like that, obviously, but they do say, end quote, the game's movement will be an evolution of Omni movement. Scope ended up replying to people, they were like, yeah man, you guys really want jetpacks until that SBMM kicks in, and he ain't lying. BO3 got pretty sweaty. I can't imagine what would happen now. To be fair, I mean, they could just add like a casual multiplayer mode and people will just farm bots the entire time, I guess. And maybe they'll completely invalidate the entire camo grind as well. Imagine you could just do the camo grind with bots. I mean, you could already kind of do that in some instances, but I mean the entire multiplayer camo grind, it could be completely made casual. The thing is, like, I feel like the camos are a part of, like, they are very aware that the camo system keeps people playing longer. Otherwise, they wouldn't have invested so much over the years. They have improved the system more and more every single year. And they do know that it definitely increases the amount of time that people play. I mean, once I'm done with the camos and stuff like that, my playtime usually goes down unless there's something like I'm working towards, or the updates are like really good at the time or whatever. It really depends overall, but still. The camo grind is like the first couple weeks of that is like a massive amount of playtime put in there. And this is me like going at it hardcore. There are people that go even harder than I do, but a casual player can take, they could spend the entire year doing all the camos. I think that's probably the next step, though. I'm going to be honest with you. With the addition of all the AI modes and stuff like that, the casual modes, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be like a casual multiplayer mode that actually counts towards your camos and stuff as well, and gives like the same amount of XP or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. I feel like it's only going to get worse, to be honest with you. I know this video sounds pretty pessimistic overall, but again, I'm excited to play a Call of Duty every single year. I enjoy doing the whole camo grinds. Now, given I did not enjoy and I took my sweet time doing the Warzone grind, and it was worth it, but I definitely wouldn't want to do that again. Now, I wonder if they're going to add a new Mastery camo to Warzone with that update then. I feel like they should, and they probably will. Again, this is all speculation. The majority of all of this is speculation, rumors, and leaks. Things are subject to change. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but there are things that I have seen with my eyeballs that just never made it to the game before. So things do change. Things do change. Things were planned. Things were worked on, but they just don't make the cut for one reason or another sometimes. Am I spectating a bot here, by the way? I haven't read my comments or anything about it. Is it possible to spectate bots? I don't feel like it should be, but I feel like I am right now. I mean, he's level 1. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Black Ops 7. Can't imagine the game will be that different, but especially now confirming like no jetpacks or anything like that. I didn't think the jetpacks would be that likely, but watching the trailer as well, didn't see any exosuit or anything like that. No flying around. We did see some cloaking and whatever, but if that wall jump is a thing, it could be good, it could be not so good. We'll see, I guess. The general replies to this, I mean, it's got a lot of traction, almost 1 million views over here. Give us jetpacks, man. Unacceptable. This is Scope's thing I was mentioning. You think you want jetpacks until SBMM hits. All Call of Duty does is disappoint me. Wonderful news for you, Charlie. We know you can't keep up. As an old man, I'm happy about this. I kind of wanted wall running. It seems like these rumors that have been going around about like what kind of movement and different things we're gonna end up having have kind of split people a good amount. Some people seem happy about it, others not so much. Hoping for something fun for once. What a disappointment. It's actually crazy overall too, because years ago, whenever we had a jetpack Call of Duty, people were furious. The most disliked trailer in Call of Duty history was because it was jetpacks. Not even because it was a bad game. Next to the microtransactions at the time. Hoping for something fun for one. I'm telling you right now, all of these same people will absolutely be crying as soon as they get in there. Gonna hit anyway, give me something new to learn. It's Call of Duty. You don't ever learn anything new. SBMM is there anyway, so at least make the game fun and refreshing. I think that's cool. I do want jetpacks. Well, we're facing sweats regardless. May as well shake things up. Everybody's just saying that like jetpacks is more engaging gameplay, and I agree, it is. Yeah, I think Advanced Warfare had the highest skill gap out of all of them. A lot of people refer back to Black Ops 3. I always refer back to Advanced Warfare. If you guys really want some kind of movement skill gap, go with that. But again, more movement is going to scare casual players away. We can have as many people as possible underneath of this tweet saying, I want a challenge, I want this, I want that. The truth is, the majority of people don't. They don't want to learn something new. They don't. We'll see how it pans out, though. I'll be more surprised if this game is even completed. Ghost of Hope at some point also mentioned that Sledgehammer is working on the multiplayer, and you guys know I love Sledgehammer. What about their game then? I don't know what's happening. Let me know what you guys think.